Hello YouTube and welcome to $1,000 Car Guy. My name's Andrew and today I thought I'd do something a little bit different, and that's go over how I sell car parts on Craigslist. Now I know that a lot of you watching this have probably already done this before, but you may not be doing it the right way. And what I mean is, I see it happen far too often, people posting the wrong information as clickbait or not enough information at all about what they're actually selling. So I'm going to go over how I actually sell things on Craigslist. So I find the best thing to do is to start with the pictures of the item itself. I want to make these as bright and as clear to see as possible from a few angles because it doesn't cost anything to post up some more pictures on Craigslist. If anything, it just makes everything easier for the person viewing it on their end. This is the part that I'm going to be posting on Craigslist. It happens to be a front wheel hub for a 5-lug 95 through 98 240SX. So I'm going to go ahead and take some pictures. You want to make sure to get some good views of it so that everyone can see what the quality is of your part. You want to look very closely over your part to make sure that you're not missing any kind of special serial numbers that may be located on the underside. This will also help you sell your part. I find it's also good to take a picture of an isometric view. This is when you have your part on its side and at a slight angle. This will be our cover art for our post. Next thing we're going to do is a little bit of research on the computer side. Here we are searching for the S14 front wheel bearings. Now, with the 240SX community, you're going to want to make sure that you clarify between S13 and S14 front wheel bearings. Obviously, some people might be looking for a 5-lug conversion. This is important, so we're going to want to make sure that we list it for S14. You'll also notice these different price ranges. Obviously, these are new and mine is not new. But new, they seem to be going anywhere from, say, $100 to $140. That's nowhere near what I'm going to be listing mine for. I've had mine laying around the house for quite some time, so why not let it go at a good price? You also want to make sure if it can fit any other style of car. So I see this is for the base level and the SE trim, which is fantastic. If you don't know which style yours is for, either front or rear, just do a simple search on Google. Here's what the front hubs look like, which is what mine is, versus the rear hubs. So next, I suppose we should start with our actual Craigslist ad. So the first thing you're going to want to do is find your local Craigslist. Now you may want to go to your largest city that's near you, or you can go to your own personal area that you live in. Depending on your state, this may be a huge difference. But for us, we're going to go down to the for sale section and then click on auto parts. They do separate it out by wheels and tires versus auto parts now, which is pretty neat, I suppose, but if they're doing that, why don't they break it down into exhaust, suspension, and so forth? So we're going to click on auto parts by owner, and then you're greeted with this page, so you can go over to post, then make sure that you click the for sale by owner, and then auto parts by owner again, and now we can start with our Craigslist ad. Our posting title is going to be very simple because it will gain the most views. S14 240SX front wheel bearing. For price, I'm going to put $50. Basically, or best offer, whatever somebody wants to show up with. Specific location, let's say Sebastian. Posting body. Now this is where it's going to get pretty critical. I'm basically going to repeat what's up in the posting title. So we'll say S14 240SX new but rusty front wheel bearing. We also want to be clearly stating 5-lug because that's what most people will be searching for. And a simple $50 or best offer. Down here for the make and manufacturer, we could say Nissan. The model number or name, we can write down that special code that we saw stamped inside the bearing, HU8207. For the size, I'm going to put 5-lug. And we're going to say fair. It's certainly not salvage. It was brand new when I had it, and it's just a little bit rusty now. But I'm not going to say good either because it has rust. Obviously, if you want to get more out of your parts with money-wise, you could clean them up yourself. Next, you're going to want to type in your email address, and then retype the email address, and then you can have a choice here that Craigslist mail relay or no replies to this email. We do want to have email capability, because some people might be interested in seeing this at, say, midnight, and I don't want to get a call, so they might want to contact me via email. Make sure to give an active phone number, and then if you want to put your information on the map, so be it. Otherwise, I would pick the location of the closest Walmart to you. If anything, when selling parts to other people or selling anything to other people on Craigslist, you're going to want to be in a well-lit area, preferably where there are cameras. Now, that's not saying that everyone on Craigslist is shady, but it does happen and you want to protect yourself. And I do not want to be contacted by others for services that they may offer. So you go ahead and click continue. The next thing is going to pop up is a map. Now you can move the pin around to wherever you want, just a generalized area. It doesn't really matter where it goes. So let's just say up here. Sure, that looks good. Go ahead and click continue. Now it's time we can add our images. Make sure to choose the ones that you've already taken. Be sure to grab the nicest ones you could find. As these upload, you're going to see this little title that says featured image. That's going to be the front picture that everyone sees, and that's what we want this to be. So go ahead and drag it over into that spot. So this is what everyone's going to see when they search for my part. Go ahead and click Done with Images. Now you can see it says this is an unpublished draft, which means it's not finished. So it's having us review everything to make sure that it's all correct. If you want, you can click on Reply. That'll show your information. Otherwise, we can read our title, S14 240SX, front wheel bearing, $50 in Sebastian, Florida. So even though this isn't where we live, it is showing roughly close to where I might live. Who knows? Down here you can click through the images. So as you can see, I'm not trying to hide anything in my pictures, and I'm also showing that nice clear shot of that serial number. 5 lug, $50 a best offer. Everything looks pretty good to me. So let's go ahead and publish it. The next thing that's going to happen is you're going to receive an email at whatever you set up as your destination email. It's going to have within it a link. Once you click on that link, your post will become active. And just like that, we're all done. How simple was that, right? And now it was done correctly, at least to my standards, and you should be able to sell your product with ease. Thanks very much for watching this episode of $1000 Car Guy. I'll hope to see you on the next episode.